What the heck is up, you guys? It's your boy Ace, aka Animated Heroes, here back with another action figure review. Today we're going to be taking a look at none other than the SH Figuarts Spy Family Greatness Anya Forger. This is her uniform version, or basically when she goes to school, and this is one of those that I'm excited for just because the fun factor is all there. So let's not waste any time and dive right into the sexy packaging. Now for the box, it fits the theme of the other packages we've already gotten from the other figures. It does have the green and kind of beige-ish slash pink type color for the just the theme. You got the window where you can see the figure as well as the ton of accessories that she comes with. We've got Anya on the front looking extremely adorable in multiple poses. It does say Spy X Family. Needs to add the greatness. You got the Tamashii Nation's Bandai logo and stuff at the bottom. At the top up here we've got a little adorable image of her. At the bottom another one with some code. I don't know what that is. On this side we've got a full image of Happy Anya, and then on this side we've got her blank face. I cannot wait to use that one. And then of course on the back we have her with all of the facial expressions she comes with, and then a bunch of stuff I can't read because I imported this figure. Now let's go ahead and bust it out because I'm excited for this one. Now straight out of the package here we have the SH Figuarts School Uniform Anya Forger, and again this thing looks amazing just like the first release. Now I know some people are already asking why I have her on a McFarlane DC stand, and the answer is simple. The feet on this figure are very small, and because it's top heavy it's just not going to stand on the fabric that I use for my backdrop. So anytime that you see her standing straight up like this, I am going to have the stand underneath her. Now I'm going to try to take that into consideration when I am doing the height on this figure and the size comparisons. So just keep in mind that no matter what I say, she's probably going to be a tad bit smaller, but obviously not much because as you can see this stand is almost completely flat. But again, this figure looks beautiful, man. I love this thing. It looks like she walked right out of the anime as she is supposed to, only further showcasing that Tamashii Nations is just, they're killing it with pretty much everything they release. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a closer look at this figure and also a side-by-side comparison with the first release. Now as you can see, I have the first release on the right, and the head sculpt is pretty much exactly the same as it is supposed to be. I will say that the black for her like horns are a little bit darker, and the gold is a tad bit more saturated, and then also there's a bit more color added to the face and the eyes of the new one. It just pops a little bit more. Not to say that one looks better than the other. Both of these look great, but I do think the paintwork on the newer one is actually much better than the first. There's a tad bit more white in the hair on the new one if you look at the top. I'm not sure how well it's picking up on camera, but it is there. Overall the new one, it just looks a lot better, but the faceplates are probably exactly the same. Now the body is going to be completely different because the outfit is completely different. I do think that the legs share parts, but this one has some different kind of socks going on, and then this one has different shoes going on. So there are some reused parts here, but for the most part I'd say this is probably about 80% a new figure, which I'm happy about that, especially considering the fact that it still isn't very expensive. But this thing just looks great, man. The color, all the paint work, all of it lines up very nicely. A bunch of sculpt work in the outfit with like this, especially where the gold is. I don't know what all this is considered to be, but as you can see there is definitely some detail added in there. The socks and stuff look pretty plain, and then some of the paintwork isn't exactly the best, especially like right here you got like this little splotchy area. Again, not bad, but it is something I wanted to point out. But overall I really do like the look of this newer one, much better than the old one. I think that they just kind of cleaned it up much nicer, and I do like this outfit a little bit more just because it adds more. Moving on to the height of this figure, she is very small, as she should be. To the top of her head, she doesn't even reach 2.5 inches, so very tiny. Now of course I will be showing some size comparisons a little bit later in the review, so we can see how she stacks up with other SH Figuarts Spy Family figures. Articulation wise, she doesn't really look up very much at all. That's about all you're going to get because the hair is going to touch her back. She looks down only about that much before the head pops off. So really you're not going to get much looking down either. She does look to the side and can tilt very, very well. That's not going to be a problem. The arms do go up and out about that much before you're forcing it. She doesn't really have a butterfly joint, so they're only going to come inward about that much. Now she does have a built-in swivel, single jointed elbow, but it comes in about that much, which I think is fine. She can get waving poses. The hands you're not really going to be able to do much with. That peg in there is tiny, and as you guys can see, the hands are also tiny. They do move around well enough, but you're not going to get a lot of articulation out of those. No torso articulation whatsoever. This is all one piece, but it is kind of split. Now as you can see, the legs are, I believe they're dropped down. I can't really tell, but you can move them around about that much. She can do the splits just fine. She does have a bicep swivel in there. The knee is single jointed. It can bend very well, but that's about as far back as you're going to get it. So it's kind of, some of the articulation added is useless, but it is there. Foot goes down about that much, up about that much. She does get really good ankle rocker, and her feet are just way too tiny for a toe hinge. But I mean, that's fine. It's not like it would really work anyway. So articulation wise, this is one of those things where the height is just going to be detrimental to articulation, but I don't think that that's a bad thing, because even if you wanted to get this figure in some super dynamic poses, it's so top heavy that she wouldn't be able to hold them anyway. You'd have to have a stand on this figure at all times. But also, this is Anya. She's mostly just there to kind of be stoic and adorable. That's all you're really going to get. So I'm okay with this. It's not much different than the first release. Now when it comes to the accessories, this is where the fun factor for this figure kicks in, because you have so many different parts and options to mess around with. First off, she comes out of the package just like you see, with a smiling face and a pair of relaxed hands. She then also comes with a pair of fist hands. Keep in mind, all of these hands are very, very tiny, so make sure that you keep up with these. You don't want to drop these on carpet, not know it, and then vacuum the same day, because you will never see these again. She comes with a pair of pointing hands, and then she comes with a pair of more relaxed with the fingers spread out type hands. So several different options there. Now this is where I think it gets great, because she comes with a ton of facial expressions. All of these come from particular scenes of the anime, as if Tamashii Nation just kind of screenshotted it and said, all right, let's go with this moment. First off, she comes with this smiling face with the blush on her cheeks. She comes with this moment. This is where she punches the guy in her classroom and kind of blanks out when she gets called out on it. I love this one. This is the I don't care Anya, or you're not going to tell me anything. We also have Angry Anya. I believe this is from when she's mad at Bond because of when he chewed up Agent Pingy. And speaking of Agent Pingy, we get the adorable crying face when she sees Agent Pingy all chewed up. Agent the Pingy! I love that scene, man. It was so adorable. I don't know why. And it was also funny. Then we do have the stoic Anya, who also has a blush on her cheek. This can be from when she is surprised at something that Yor does, or she's just happy with Lloyd. And then last but not least, we have this one right here. I don't remember exactly what scene this is from, but I do remember it happening. But basically, it's just a surprised Anya. So many different facial options. The fun factor is all there once again. Moving on to size comparisons, don't ask me how I did this because it was a pain in the ass, but here she is standing next to all of the SH Figuarts Spy Family figures so far. We have her standing next to the Anya Forger, the Lloyd Forger, and the Yor. Now, I don't know what it is with both of these Anya figures, but they kind of have a lean, so they're not standing up completely straight. I'm sure you guys can tell. I think it has something to do with the engineering. I messed around with these for minutes at a time, and I just could not get it. Once I did kind of sort of get it there, they would just topple right over. So unfortunately, this is about as good as it's going to get, but I do think that this will give you enough of an example of how tall she stands in comparison to the other figures that I stack her up to. Throwing in a little SH Figuarts Jujutsu Kaisen greatness into the mix, we have him standing next to the SH Figuarts Jujutsu Kaisen Yuji Itadori, the SH Figuarts Jujutsu Kaisen Suguru Geto, and the SH Figuarts Jujutsu Kaisen Zero Yuta Okotu. All of these are solid figures. Now throwing in some Marvel Legends, here she is standing next to the Spider-Man 3-pack from No Way Home. Well, there you have it. She finally fell over. Last but not least, for some randoms, here she is standing next to a Jax Pacific Supersonic and SH Figuarts, Zatch Bell, and of course the Buzz Mod Demon Slayer / Kimetsu no Yaiba Akaza. Now I'm sure it's no secret that this is a figure I would recommend to anyone who has already started collecting this line, because I just truly feel like the more of these you add to your collection, the more value it brings to each and every figure. Some people could probably buy the first 3 releases and be okay. They wouldn't have to have this Anya in their collection. But me personally, I don't know what it is, man. When it comes to anime that I really enjoy, I'm just a completionist. And that's probably why half the time I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to eat for lunch and how I'm going to afford it. Because there's a lot of action figures that I probably could skip out on, but when I really enjoy a series, I am all about completing it. Obviously, Naruto is going to be my number 1. Jujutsu Kaisen comes right in at number 2. Then you have other lines like Demon Slayer, the One Piece line once those releases, and possibly the Bleach line. I'd be the same way if they dropped Yu Yu Hakusho figures. I would just have to have them all. I love certain anime to the point to where I just want to add every single figure that drops to my collection. And that's how it's going to be with Spy Family. If you look at these 3, these figures just complete each other. Then we have the casual versions of Lloyd and Yor coming out pretty soon. I've already got those on pre-order. I have to have them all. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a Pokemon thing. Gotta catch them all. That's just how I feel. But these 3 just really complement each other, and I can't say that enough. That's exactly why I decided to show all 3 of them off at the end of the video versus just Anya standing next to the package like I would normally do with any other review. But just look at them. Look how beautiful these look together. And I can't wait to do this again, except with the casual versions of Lloyd and Yor. But anyway, there's no point in harping on it or beating a dead horse. I'm sure you guys understand exactly what I mean in saying that these just all look good together. But anyway, that is my review. Hope that you guys enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. That always helps me out. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell icon to be notified whenever I upload new content. And last but not least, follow me on everything you see listed in the description below to keep up with my activity outside of YouTube. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe wherever you are, and bye.